Hello everyone, happy Friday and welcome back to Royalty Soaps. Today is our launch day for the Herbal Apothecary collection. If you're interested in any of the soaps you see here, stay tuned towards the end and I'll tell you a little bit more about them, like fragrance notes, fragrance strength, etc. And then you can purchase them as long as they're in stock. We're doing something a little bit different this month because we actually haven't shown the making process of some of these soaps, but we're releasing all of them today. So some of these videos are coming out a little bit later. The whole goal of this collection was to introduce something that is more spring inspired, but has a lot of fragrance variety. A lot of times I find that seasonal fragrance just get pared down into one scent category, which is not universally appealing. So everyone simply just puts like a bunch of florals in spring, a bunch of gourmand in the fall and winter, you know, fruit in summer, and that's it. But there's a lot of people who really don't love fruit smells or don't love florals. And so my goal for all of the collections this year is to make sure that there is a good balance of different scent types in every single collection. So while this, yes, is a spring inspired collection with lots of spring colors, very inspired by new growth and like glass bottles and old books and blah, 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 you're still gonna get a lot of fragrance variety so that there's a little something for everyone. Anyways, I hope you like it, and without further ado, let's make some soap. All right, people, let's make our frosted top soap of the month. The fragrance for this is a mix of a creamy vanilla bean, strawberries, a teeny tiny bit of like kind of a buttery shortbread smell. Not so much that it would be gross in a Bath and Body products, but just sort of that nutty undertone. It's really good. And because we are making a nature-inspired soap, we're gonna have dirt on the bottom, we're gonna have grass on the top, and we're gonna have some like geodes inside the soap. This is a throwback from one of the earliest soaps I ever made. It was from a 𝘊𝘰𝘯𝐿𝐴 collection, may have been as early as like 2015. I've brought it back in different renditions over the years, and you guys love this design, and I do too, so I thought it would be fun to bring back for this collection. Now we're adding in our lye water solution. Someone asked me, can you make cold process soap without a lye water solution? The answer is no, you can't make cold process soap without it. You could make a glycerin soap or melt and pour soap where the pre-made soap base is ready to go and you just have to heat it up in the microwave. That would be a lye-free way to craft soap, but for making hot process, cold process, all of that, you're gonna need an actual hydroxide, sodium hydroxide for a bar soap, potassium hydroxide for a liquid soap. Gonna blend this up. Someone else asked me recently if I get tired of comments that are like, yeah, do you have to use lye for cold process soap? Things like that. The answer is no, I do not get tired of that. Soap making is kind of a niche craft, right? Like it's not super well known. And because of that, I just try to take every opportunity I can to educate. Definitely an art form that is just, again, it's not super well known at this point. So I don't expect people know the answer to questions like that. That's why they're asking me. I am pouring off a little bit of this base right now so that I can add in my fragrance oil by hand for each little layer that I do. This fragrance oil will accelerate trace a little bit, so I have to be a bit careful. Marvelous. Okay. Here are our two molds from Brambleberry. These are still the molds that I'm using even after so many years of making soap. They really just work so well. I have no reason to go away from them. They're also like the perfect size. Now, as you can see, this is setting up. This is why I am adding fragrance in small quantities, just a little bit at a time. Now I have these really cool soap balls. These are made with different soap shavings. Just going to add one to the cut line of all of the soaps so that whenever we cut into it, you can see the inside. Awesome. I'm actually trying not to push them too close to the sidewall there. I don't really want them peeking out whenever we cut that soap. Perfect. Okay, great. I'm going to scoot this forward just a little bit and we're going to mix up the next portion. All right, added in our fragrance oil oil for the next layer. Just gonna blend this part in by hand. That keeps everything moving a little bit slower and allows me to fill in the gaps pretty quickly. It's another reason why it's important to get your soap to light trace before blending your fragrance in. I am gonna go ahead and scrape the sides of my bowl. Doesn't matter if we have a little bit of that be chunky because you're not gonna see that whenever we cut through those bars. Blend up a little bit more here. We're gonna save the rest for the top. All right, again, just blending by hand because the fragrance does rush along. Make sure I'm scraping down all the sides so there's no unincorporated soap batter. Then once we get this thick chocolatey consistency, time to pour that in. Leaning more heavily on the side that I don't have a soap ball yet. In other words, I'm not looking for everything to be like, you know, fully flattened out or anything at this point. I am going to scrape my container once more, get all that extra goodness out, and we can add these soap balls in on the same little cut lines, pressing them in gently and making sure they're far enough away from the edge. Thick, but manageable. It would not be manageable if I was fragrancing everything at the same time, but I'm fragrancing individual layers, which actually makes it a lot easier for me to place things. Just gonna add in a few extra little soap balls that I have. Perfect. And then I'm gonna add the rest of my soap batter into this white pitcher. I could pour it out of this container, but I'm not going to. It's just easier to pour out of my white pitcher. All right, rest of the fragrance here. I'm gonna cover everything up. All right, just gonna spread this on top. This one honestly looks pretty good. There's a little bit of a gap, but not much. Just gonna scrape down this top just to knock down anything that may be making an unsightly peak there. We do want it again to look like dirt, so I don't want anything sticking up too high. Perfect, and now I can blend up our soap frosting. It's gonna be so pretty. Okay, my soap frosting is still a little bit runny, but I have to add in a lot of embeds, so I would rather pipe a little bit runny so that everything sticks really good, which essentially just means I have to go refill the piping bag a couple of times. No big deal. Man, I have been rushing on this soap. Woo-wee. This looks so good. I can't wait to put my little mushrooms on top. I may add some glitter to these as well. I'm feeling like glitter, it would not take away from this design. I feel like it'll only add to it. Okay, forgive me. I am gonna have to spin these because I just know I'm gonna pipe it crooked if I don't.
But Katie, haven't you been making soap for like 15 years?
Yes, and believe it or not, I still pipe soap crooked. Perfect. All right, this is starting to look a lot more level. Put our last little dollop on top here. Not very high because honestly, I really don't want this piping to be like the main focus. It's kind of just a background and a carrier for our little embeds. And also, we need this to fit inside our boxes. It's also harder to hold. Like, there's a lot of reasons to keep your piping a little more on the stumpy side. Not give it a very tall peak there in the middle. And just enough. All right, folksies, let's add some of our biodegradable glitter. This is Vertigo from Mad Micas. It is super duper pretty. Definitely sort of blends with our whimsy theme of Apothecary we got going on here. They're also the perfect size, big enough to be very clearly seen and to not smush together. Sometimes if you get a microfine glitter, the actual glitter particles they aren't big enough to really show up on the soap, so I never use microfines. But also they're not so chunky that they're gonna scratch. Tap all that extra off, and let's add our little mush babies. Everybody's gonna get a big mush and a little mush. I've got to start by doing our end pieces, which face out towards you guys. All right, now I'm gonna turn it again so that I can get everything lined up exactly where it's supposed to be. Still using the same molds that we used the first time that I made this soap. I can't believe that we were able to find more of them. My brother looked and looked and eventually found some on eBay that someone was getting rid of because I'm so dedicated to the original mushroom shape. Since then, silicone molds have been so readily available. They really are. Like, you can get them on Amazon, you can get them on much cheaper shopping places like Temu. But back in the day, it was very difficult to find silicone molds. They weren't as broadly used for soap making, candle crafting, etc. So most people were having to use like chocolate molds, like plastic chocolate molds, and that's what this is. And so yes, they're a little bit more finicky to deal with. Shelly has really cracked the code on how to get these embed molds to come out and act right, but they are more finicky than other molds, and I still just think it's worth it. I love the shape. I like how it's a little bit cartoony, and in my opinion, that kind of adds to the whimsy of the whole thing, is to have it look just that much cartoonified. Oh, this is so cute. Okay, gotta press these in so they don't stick out too far on the sides here, but so that you can still clearly see that it is in fact a mushroom. Some of them I'll put in at a slightly different angle so that you can just see the little tops of them. Every single one of them is gonna look different. Last little bit here, my soap frosting is still really soft, which is perfect. That's why I got started on it early. All right, perfect. So this is what it looks like from the front. It's so cute. So we're gonna let these guys sit for 18 to 24 hours, and believe it or not, this soap is actually gonna change a little bit of color. I did use green vibrance, so it's going to turn a little bit more of a blue-green. Again, sort of add to that whimsical, fantastical appearance. But yeah, we will come back in 18 to 24 hours to take a look at the inside after this quick commercial break. All right, guys, let's cut the soap. Look at that soap. It's so pretty. And let me tell you, it smells so good in person. This is a great fragrance blend. I did have some execution issues. As you can see here, I had some thickening going on. I didn't space all of my little planets exactly how I wanted them. So again, some technical issues that'll be fixed in the future batches. But as far as like design goes for the top or the color on the inside, I'm not changing any of that. I have to be really careful with how I cut this. Take one from the middle. This is what it looks like on the inside. So you see we got our little soap rock here. Got some of another soap rock showing on the other side. This is where we're getting into some of the technical difficulties, because every single bar is actually supposed to have two soaps visible, but because some of those circles were really small, they're kind of hidden in the bar. So the good thing about that is that you will be able to use this soap, and as you use it, it will become visible over time, which is kind of fun. It's like finding a hidden gem. But ultimately, I wanted every single bar to have two visible on the front. So that's what we're going to change in the future, is just making those a little bit bigger, making them a little more visible, because then, yeah, you end up with certain bars that just look like this. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not as fun, not as creative as I wanted to see. Yeah, this is a little better. See, we've actually cut that guy. Yeah, let's see how the rest of these cut. First of all, I really love these two-toned rocks. I think Shelly did such a good job with that. I'm gonna have to tell her that I loved those. But you can see, yeah, see, I've got multiple bars in here that don't show anything, or they only show it on the back. And that's really not what we want. Oh, that's cool. What a neato color she did there. Yeah, no problem with the rocks themselves. I just need more of them and better placement. Gosh, these bars smell so good though. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So cute. So cute. I hope you guys enjoyed this soap making portion of today's video. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about each one of these. So the mandarin and elderflower, which you guys have already seen me make. This is a citrus, a little bit of fruit, and a fresh fragrance combo. It's a stronger fragrance. Fragrance notes for the mandarin and elderflower include mandarin, bergamot, cassis, jasmine, sandalwood, apple, elderflower, ylang ylang, and amber. There's a lot going on in that one. It's very complicated. complicated. Lemongrass ginger tea is herbal and citrus. There is a small bit of aquatic in there as well. It's very, very little, but it's still there. It's worth noting. It has notes of grapefruit, lemongrass, watercress, sweet greens. So a little less complicated, but a really, really, really good scent. Chamomile and neroli is an herbal floral. So yes, has some floral in there, but it leans toward the green side of that. Do not think your grandmother's rose lotion. That is not what we're working with here. So chamomile, green herbs, neroli, and petitgrain. Raspberry kombucha is herbal and fruity. Again, one of my favorite fragrances of this month. It has fragrance notes of raspberry, peach, melon blossoms, honeysuckle, strawberry, green leaf, and effervescence. Now, if you're like, how do you smell effervescence? I don't know how to explain it. It just smells carbonated. And then of course we have the Mushroom Forest Frosted Soap, which looks a lot better now, doesn't it? What can we say? Improvements were made. This one has notes of strawberry jam, whipped cream, golden pound cake, and French vanilla, and it is a true and classic gourmand. I do not have a super light scented soap this month. They are all either medium or strong fragrances. Now, as per usual, you can get all 5 of these soaps in our mini discovery set. Those are like sample size bars. You can also get the artisan pack. So this is 4 full-size bars. They ship free in the United States together in this little pack. And finally, here is our monthly sticker. That also ships free, and it's all available at royaltysoaps.com tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure to do something for yourself today, whether that is logging off the internet, not scrolling through the news anymore, okay? Pulling out an old book, sitting down, giving it a quick read. Maybe you want to call a friend that you haven't talked to in a long time. But you guys know I don't really care what you do. Just be sure you do something for you. Again, I know I've been a little bit off of YouTube this month, taking care of things in my real life over here. But I'll tell you, with all of, honestly, just kind of stressful situations I've been dealing with, it reminds me of the important things in our lives, right? Like there are a lot of things that are out of your control, that are out of my control. We can't do anything about it. But the things that we can control, like what food we're going to put into our bodies, who we're going to spend time with, etc., those things are really, really important. So I just want to take this time to say thank you for being here. Thanks for checking in on me and all the sweet DMs that I got. Again, stressful. However, that month is done. April has begun. We're charging forth. We have so much more content to film. We have beautiful collections, and you guys help me pick across all platforms what we're going to be launching in July. We're going to be doing a stone's throw. If you're not in on what I'm talking about, you can go watch this short form. It's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can see what people voted on and kind of the vibe that we're going to do. But yeah, everything has been planned out for the rest of the year. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm really excited to get started. And again, I'm so grateful this is my job and that you're here. So have an absolutely royal day. I'll see you guys in the next one. And until then, bye for now.